You probably recognize this painting, right? It's unmistakable. Olympia by Edouard Manet. Olympia was Edouard Manet's commitment to paint life as he sees. But this work of art led to slander, mockery, and outrage among critics and the general public, leaving the model's life shrouded in rumors. So what exactly happened in 1863? What is it about Olympia that sparked so much controversy and ignited a cultural firestorm that altered the trajectory of modern art? And what's the blind spot that historians have neglected to see until today? Welcome to Art Vault. Edouard Manet was born in Paris in 1832. His father was a reputable judge, and his mother was of royal ancestry. Early in his life, Manet knew that his ultimate desire was to become an artist. His father wanted him to join the Navy, but after failing the exam, his father conceded to Manet's desire to study art, and he studied under the supervision of Thomas Couture. Manet is often regarded as one of the most controversial artists in his time, and as a bridge between realism and Impressionism. He was an idiosyncratic realist. Impressionists painted a social imagery dictated by stereotypic social behavior, but Manet never did. Renoir, or Monet, early in his career, painted the friendly social encounters of daily life. But Manet, in the same context, reversed the expected protocol. For example, Manet would paint a couple, or a mother and child, but he denied them their stereotyped exchanges. The couple ignored each other. The mother, instead of being loving, behaved selfishly. He did this in the interest of portraying the unritualized and uncommemorated habits of daily life, not as they were brushed up and shaken out for company or for a work of art, but as they persistently and honestly existed. At the Paris Salon in 1863, Edouard Manet's exhibition of Olympia was met with a tidal wave of outrage.
Oh no!
A female gorilla, a grotesque made of rubber, a corpse lying on the counters of the morgue, dead of yellow fever and already putrefying. Wow, I thought modern-day tabloids were rough. The painting is 74 inches wide and 67 inches high and depicts a nude woman. Olympia was a common name for sex workers during this period. Olympia and her cat stare us down. That's right, Monet painted us as the viewer. The client who just visited her, gifted her the bouquet, and are negotiating a potential exchange of sex for money. Manet believed in painting what he saw, which was scandalous in 1863 because it confronted viewers with the reality of prostitution, not courtesans, in Paris, a shocking and outrageous subject for the Paris Salon. Manet's Olympia defied the art that was sanctioned by the official academy that was associated with the government of France. Art of the academy had a stamp of the official state, which were the leading artists of the time, aka its art of quality, based on the classical and the Renaissance that already had a market value. Olympia... yeah. The way Manet's Olympia was painted defied the traditional artistic conventions of the female nude. Unlike previous depictions, such as Titan's Venus of Urbino, which portrayed the female nude in a sensual and inviting manner with a downcast, coy gaze, Manet's Olympia was confrontational and unidealized. Her body was depicted flat and full of idiosyncrasies found in real human bodies. She appeared to have dirty hands, wrinkled feet, and even displayed armpit hair. Critics were especially shocked by the way Olympia's hand assertively covered her genitals, signaling a businesslike, transactional view of sex, rather than the romantic or idealized depictions typically seen with nude figures. Lastly, the maid is the key to what makes this painting radically modern. Even though her presence dominates the right half of the compositions, historians have glossed over this figure. Until now, her name was Laure. She was a woman of Afro-Caribbean descent who sat for money as a model. Monet painted her in 3 different works: Children in the Tuileries Gardens, in his portrait of Laure, and in Olympia. Manet wrote in his notebook in 1862, "Laure, a very beautiful black woman." Laure lived within a short walking distance from Manet's studio, in the area straddling the 9th and 17th arrondissement. Since the second and final abolition of slavery in the French territories in 1848, there was a growing black presence in Paris, along with bourgeoisie, working-class people, and sex workers. Laure's inclusion in the painting symbolizes the melting pot of Paris at that time. Additionally, up until this point, black women in Western art have been depicted as exotic foreigners, or bare-breasted to signal their servitude, or a stereotype supposed hypersexuality. In Olympia, it's the white woman who's nude, not the black woman. Laure is fully clothed in an outfit that blends Caribbean and French styles, performing her duties as a domestic worker, but subtly and with amusement, casting a glance at the proud, defiant, white working-class woman. In painting this contrast, Manet illustrates the true modernity of the painting. Now, who is Olympia? Olympia herself is a woman named Victorine Meurent, a painter in her own right. Historians said she was a prostitute and an alcoholic who died young. An impossibility, since Victorine lived to be 83, and Manet died at 51 from complications related to treatment for syphilis. Even though Victorine's self-portrait was shown at the Paris Salon in 1876, she struggled for recognition. In August 1883, Meurent asked Manet's widow for financial help, claiming that years earlier he had promised her a small gratuity, which she had refused, on the understanding that she would remind him of his offer if she ever needed to. "That time has come sooner than I expected," Meurent wrote. Madame Manet, who had inherited most of her husband's paintings and was in the process of organizing a sale, ignored the letter. Manet believed that a modern painter should paint what he sees in the here and now. Everything is mere appearance, the pleasures of a passing hour, a midsummer night's dream. Only painting, the reflection of a reflection, but the reflection too of eternity, can record some of the glitter of this mirage. Even though Olympia caused mass artistic hysteria, it is Edouard Manet, Victorine Meurent, Laure, and that black cat that birthed modern art as we know it.